Hey YouTube, coming at you with the viewer submitted battle. Klex in the Great League. 2600 range. They say try an ABB with a team I saw from its accent enemy. Looked fun. Shadow for Alligator in Great League. I don't like ABB, but I went 8-5 with this team overall. Okay, so the team itself is a fairly straightforward. I was gonna say it's a balanced team, but it is an ABB in the fact that you're weak to electric. Now, it's not ABB in the fact that they shared the same common weaknesses. Because, for example, Feraligatr is weak to grass. So you can safe swap Feraligatr to try and draw out an electric, but you may draw out, like to try and draw out like a lantern or something, but you may draw out a grass Pokemon. So it's not a true ABB, which is why running like an ABB with different typings is a little tough, but I get the concept. Basically, you're going to safe swap Feraligatr, try and draw out the lantern. Hakamo should deal with that as a dragon, and then Skarmy will roam free in the back. Hakamo and Skarmy also counter each other's weaknesses because, Hakamo weak to fairy and flying, and Skarmy resists that, and Skarmy weak to electric, and Hakamo resists that, right? So those two make sense. You could argue it's like Hakamo with a balanced team with a Feraligatr safe swap, but understanding that Feraligatr also shares the electric weakness. So neutralish lead. That was pretty fast, so I think it's probably just a Mud Bomb, or else they're just throwing resistant move. Yeah, so they have Mud Bomb, which is good for them because that's the only move that can hit you because water and rock are resisted. So get the Dragon Claw off. Now trying to catch that Mud Bomb. The thing is, this will still hurt, right? Shadow on Shadow here. So yeah, it still does over 50%. You do draw out Annihilate, so you will get to the Hydro. This will likely grab a shield. And are they going to try and counter you down? Yep. Now, if this has Night Slash and Shadow Ball, they have to throw the Shadow Ball because Night Slash would be resisted. They are throwing the resisted Night Slash. Just because they know they can go back-to-back here, which is okay. Yeah, I think you just probably let this go down and then try and two-shield Skarmory. The thing is, if you're going to go for the aggressive farm down, they will get to a Shadow Ball. So you just have to commit the shield. And then try and hope that Skarmory can sweep in the back here is essentially your game plan. They do go straight Shadow Ball. Getting farmed down there is very stupid. They have their own Skarmory. Going straight Brave Bird right off the bat when you cannot reset is a little interesting. I get it because you're going to have to throw it eventually. Why would they go Brave Bird after you lowered? Oh, because they can reset. That is why. Still, they do not need a Brave Bird. They could very easily just throw the Sky Attack after you lowered your attack, and now you can't reset. Yeah, so that's the only problem. Like I think you were in a tough matchup anyways there. But when you only have one Pokemon and one of those moves is going to lower your defense or attack, you need a Pokemon to reset on. So for those of you who do not know how this works, any stat change to you or your opponent, like any stat change will reset when you swap out of a Pokemon. So if your attack is risen or lowered, or if your defense is risen and lowered, once you swap into another Pokemon, all that goes away. And then when you come back in with the Pokemon the next time around, it resets. So if you Brave Bird with Skarmory and you lower your defense times 3, if you have a Feraligatr Hakamo, you go into that, and then by the time you get into Skarmory next time, it's back to even. So that is why only having one Pokemon left is not great because you can't reset, and that's what I mean by resetting. So kind of a neutral lead. You're both doing a lot of moves damage to each other. You tried to catch the move on your Skarmory because Dragon Claw would be resisted as opposed to Feraligatr, which would be neutral. So you do go straight Brave Bird, just trying to grab a shield or take it out, which I kind of agree with, but at the same time, I don't know about Skarmory as a safe swap, like Steals and Lantern. There's just so much that can absolutely wall this thing. So I don't love it as a safe swap. Getting back in Hakamo, not enough to take out. They'll get to a Hydro, which will be enough to take out. Dragonite also has a bunch of energy on it. So just going to let this go. They could have just gone Hydro. Hydro would have been enough to take you out from that range. Dragonite might come in, try and grab a shield from you, or you get hit with a Lantern. Now, it's a Spark Lantern, which sucks. The claws and hydros are going to add up a lot more than you would expect them to. And with shield advantage, it'll be close here. They may just commit to the fast move down. Yeah. And that's the problem. So where would you have shielded earlier? That was tough because you just fast move damage each other on the lead. Once you went to Skarmory, you're just going to get outpaced by Feraligatr, and then you lowered your defense, which means it's an auto KO, so there's no point of shielding it. And then your Hakamo solo, so I understand not using your shields there. But maybe you go, I don't know, it's tough. Maybe don't throw the Brave Bird away, even though I say you should be throwing Brave Bird 90% of the time in my mind. Because they're waiting, because they're smart, because this Hydra won't take out. And this is, I think, your mistake. I don't mind throwing Brave Bird. I mind throwing Brave Bird when you threw it, because your opponent's smarter, because they can live a Hydro, and the claws will take them down, so you can commit to the shield. But at the same time, they can live a Hydro, they can get to a Brave Bird here, potentially 2 Sky Attacks to force shields from you. So let's see what they decide to do. Get 1 Sky Attack, and now you're forced to throw, because if you try and farm down, you have to throw, because if you farm down, they're going to get to another move. So your opponent grabbed a shield from you, and they're still going to try and get the move off, right? And that's the pros of holding that move. Even if they won't go double Sky Attack, is holding the move, as opposed to what you do is just throw the Brave Bird right away, and then your defense is 3 times lowered, and then your opponent can just like farm with ease there. They're getting this off before you get to the Hydro, just to take you out so they don't have to burn their shield. And now they are going to try and sweep with their Feraligatr with a shield advantage. They also do good shit. Hakamo is pretty attack heavy. And now they're basically just farm down range, even resisted moves here. So you're just sacrificing this because they need, again, 2 Hydros to take you out. They'll have 2. Now they're trying to commit to the farm down, but that's not going to work. But they know Hakamo has so much. And that's the thing. Like, you're seeing this. You've done it on your end, and they've done it on their end now. You're seeing this a lot of, like, you need to understand, and I've seen this with Empoleon on a team I covered earlier, that same thing. They saved shields and just got farmed down. You have to be aware how glassy these glass cannons are. Empoleon, Feraligatr, stuff like that. Like, they will go down to quick moves and resisted charge moves, or even just fast moves sometimes. So you need to be aware that, yes, I need shields for them because they're so glassy. But if I take some like chip damage earlier that does like 30-40%, I now put myself in a really tough situation where I may not even be able to use those shields because I'm potentially just like comboed fast down with other Pokemon here. Terrible lead. I'm guessing Feraligatr instant swap here. They are staying in because although Bubbles are resisted, they know that you only have resisted move, and they can get to like a potential play rough to grab a shield back from you here. Not back, but grab a shield from you. So they are just going to commit to the staying in this matchup. Now, the claws are going to start adding up with these resisted Hydros. So I'm assuming one, you may need to commit to the 2 shields to start grabbing some, but because they can live this and they can get another move off. So if they want, okay, so you can get another move off before. So this will force a shield back. However, if they want, they can shield and get the play rough off too, just to force that last shield from you, which is exactly what they're going to do. Now the question is, can you farm down before they get to a 3rd play rough? And I think probably, and they know it, so they instant swap here. This will grab a shield. And what do? Do you try and catch, or you just instant swap? Yeah, you just instant swap into the Skarmory. I was going to say, you could try to catch a drill run. It's a little risky, but don't want to give them the energy. Might as well just come in here, take 2 moves, which are neutral. Not enough to take you out. Can you take them out with a Sky Attack? I don't think so. Resisted Steel there. So you have to go for the Brave Bird. Just get them out of here. Don't play around. And it is a Skeldurge. Now, just coming in for Alligator because basically trying to outpace them. And nice catch by your opponent. Really nice catch. Now the question is, can you live before you get incinerated down and force some energy here? Yes. Can you live a disarming voice on your Hakamo? No, because you are double weak to fairy. So this should take you out if they get to the move here. I assume double weak to fairy. It's not stab, I get that, but it should. Whoa, just live, which means you'll live. I really thought, I understand disarming voice isn't the best fairy move and it's a non-stab from a Skeledirge, but I thought double super effective with the fighting dragon there that you would be taken out, but you are not. Okay, another one of those, you will just delete each other here. Can you get to move before they do? You are just ignoring that and just shielding and committing to the farm down to take switch. So, and now you give up. Oh, no, man. Count. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You had it. You have two options. You throw the Dragon Claw and grab a shield from them, or you commit to the fast move farm down and take switch. There's no reason you shield and then give up switch anyways. Like you cannot do that. So you'll get a shield back here, and now you just come and Skarmory and resist everything. But it was really unnecessary to give up that shield and then switch there. Make a decision. Throw the claw to grab their shield or commit to the fast move down and take switch. They just acid spray. That's fine. You're still switch locked, and it is a Bastiodon, so you're just burning the switch clock now, and Bastiodon's going to be tough. Now you have some energy on Hakamo, but they can also reset this Brick Break, because Brick Break does lower your defense. Or boost your attack. Which one does it do? Brick Break lowers their defense, right? Yeah. Lowers their defense, so you have to shield. They can reset, though. And you recognize that they were going to try to reset. Now, Smackdowns are resisted. So you can get 2 Brick Breaks off here, and their defense is lowered. Is it enough to take out? Probably not. Can you get to a move before they take you out? You can. So that will be win. That was a nice win. So despite what I think was not a good play, having the Smackdowns resisted on the Hakamo really helped you out there. So again, another bad lead. Come in here. Again, they're not going to leave. They don't need to leave. I know Bubble's resisted and you're doing neutral with the claws, but you have no move for them and they'll have play rough for you. So they can just stay in here and just commit to the shield. Now, I understand why they should potentially leave, because why would you not want to align? Yeah, they eventually get out. I'm surprised they didn't get out into this sooner, knowing that the claws are resisted and it's going to take more than one Hydra. I think they probably could have taken it in the 2 if they wanted to. Because you definitely want your Azumarill aligned on the Hakamo, because the Hakamo has no moves for it. So they're going to get to a Body Slam, will chip. You're just going to get to the farm down, and then you have to just go Skarmory for the win here. But you are down shield already, right? So it's... And Azumarill's not like a super easy matchup. You've already chipped it. So it's not like it's going to be a full health Azumarill. You've chipped it to 50%. And it is a Gligar, which is the Pokemon you want to see if you are a Skarmory. You resist every single one of their moves. They're shielding, because a couple digs will add up. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is resisted, but it will chip here. And if they get to a second one before you get to a move, it can put you in the red, right? So it's not nothing, these resisted digs. But the wing attacks are resisted. I would not want to take just a aerial ace for no reason. So let's get this out of here. They let it go, knowing that they can probably just commit to the bubble down. Going Brave Bird, they're almost 100% going to shield this because they don't need to worry about Hakamo. Now, I'm assuming Instant Swap and Brick Break, and this is where you start just lowering their defense and just trying to take them out from just the raw damage of Dragon Tail and lowering their defense multiple times. So shield up an Ice Beam, getting to that second Brick Break. Again, this will lower their defense times 2. Bubble's resisted, so they have to throw a charge move. And by that time, I think you should be... If you don't take it out here, Steel Wing as a 2 will take them out before their bubble takes you out as a 3. Plus, you probably could have lived a bubble there. Okay, I was gonna say neutral lead, but with the brick breaks, it's probably advantage you in the long run here. Being able to hit super effective and lower their defense, and then have those Dragon Tails add up a bit more, probably gives you advantage in the various shields. And they let it go and reset on the Golbat. Now, are they going to just throw straight Shadow Ball? Makes sense. I don't think they can bait you anyways, because even if they go Poison Fang here, which is very obvious that that's what they're going to do, because they're just going to try and do chip, it's not going to... Oh. You come from the same school of counting as me, apparently. I didn't think they can get to 2 Shadow Balls, but clearly they farmed up a lot at the beginning there. That it did not count. So now it's going to be tough to overcome this scenario. So you have a couple Hydros, one in a bit. Throw this one, maybe try and grab the second shield too, and then instant swap after. So here's the second one, and then you have to instant swap into Hakamo-o and then hope you don't get punished in the back here. They let it go. Going with the Dragon Claw, just going to try and basically fast move, damage it down with Feraligatr in the back here. Or right here with the Dragon. Night Slash is resisted, but you're so low you have to shield. So you just, at this point, it's a fast move down. You don't need to throw another move. You just got to commit to the fast move down, and there you go. Yeah, it makes sense to throw the Dragon Claw. There's no point of like trying to bait a brick break. Just try and do that chip damage there. Okay, good lead-ish. Counter is neutral, and so is Body Slam. But brick break is super effective, and it lowers their defense. So Body Slam goes through, and they reset into Sableye. So we are going Dragon Claw to chip, because we don't have an immediate super answer here. One Hydro probably wouldn't take out. Foul Play would hurt. You may want to shield. Yeah, you may want to shield and probably farm up. Like go to 5 if you can here. There you go. Go to 5 and throw. And we'll see what they do. Whether they shield or just let this go. They do let it go. See, they're going to take shield advantage, but you got a lot of energy here. Getting this Hydro off will probably grab a shield. Yeah, does grab a shield, knowing that they can grab one back or take you out with the Body Slam. So now, how much energy do you have on Hakamo-o? Because if you're close to the brick break, it makes sense to go there. If not, Skarmory's not a bad idea. You're going to stay in here because I know you're just going to want to get the Brave Bird off and grab this shield and then go into Hakamo-o. My only concern is that you just give up 3 Incinerates. There's 4. There's 5. So they're now basically at 2 moves. So the only problem with that is that you just let them get 3 turns worth of moves on your Skarmory, which now puts double Disarming Voice, and now you're just going to get fast move farm down before you take them out. I'm surprised they're throwing. Like, it's basically just a fast move down at this point. Oh, unless they have a third move already. Yeah. I don't think you can give that. I don't think you can give that much energy up on your Hakamo-o, on your Skarmory there. You just took you did the worst of both worlds. You took the super effective Incinerates on Skarmory, and then you came into your Hakamo-o to take the super effective Disarming Voices. So you took the worst of both. You need to make that instant swap into Hakamo-o to not let them get so much energy, not do so much damage on Skarmory, and not get so much energy to take out your Hakamo-o with the Disarming Voices. So you got to make that switch sooner. Speaking about making a switch sooner, they clearly do not have an answer to this, or even a safe swap. That they're probably just gonna let this go and just take you throw an Earthquake. It makes sense to go Earthquake. They may try double Hydro. Actually, I was gonna say it makes sense to go Earthquake, but so did going double Hydro. Because the Hydro will still do like 50% to a Hakamo-o, and they baited you once, and now you lost CMP. Ooh, this is a rough start. So got baited with the Hydro, lost. So I understand that for Alligator has a good matchup because they get through a Hydro. But you're taking neutral from Aerial Ace and Wing Attack and Dig. Why would you not just go down to like 2 Wing Attacks and then come in Skarmory? So now they're going to take you out and have energy. You'll take out the rest of this with Skarmory, sure. But you just basically lost for Alligator for no reason when you could have aligned Skarmory here. So they'll chip you with Dig, probably get to a second one, and then they now have a huge advantage with their Skarmory. So basically you need to go Brave Bird and reset immediately, but then by that time they're going to have a ton of energy. Try the one and catch. They're going to throw the Brave Bird now. Should be enough to take you out. Or like 1 HP, and then you lose here. Yeah, you need to come... Like, Skarmory is literally one of the hardest walls to Gligar, so you definitely need to come Skarmory, not give up Switch there, and then come Skarmory when you have that alignment. And I think this may be the last matchup. Azumarill, we've seen this before. We've seen your opponent play this out before. They like to stay in, take a move, get a play rough, and then maybe swap out, maybe stay in. So we'll probably see that play out again here. There is the play rough. There is the shield. It is an Ice Beam bait at that. And then they get out into Sableye, knowing that they can shield up a Hydro match and then get the foul play off to probably take you out with the claws. At a second Hydro. So this will do a good chip. Now, yeah, that last one's going to register and take them out. So even if they have 2, that they're going to go down. Yeah. They farmed way too much there. I don't know what they were doing. They farmed way too much there. And a Trevenant comes in, going for that Ice Beam to try to take this out or grab that last shield. Do grab that last shield. Hakamo-o makes sense because the grass is resisted. Force them to throw the Shadow Ball. Plus you have no play on the Azumarill. So take that move. Watch the snipe there. Coming in here. We've already seen Ice Beam, so unless they're running Ice Beam Hydro, you should be in a pretty good situation here. They're just throwing Ice Beam, so basically your win con is get to 2 Sky Attacks here. That's fine. We'll take a move here. Just make sure you come out with 2 moves, 1 to take this out and then 1 to take out the Trevenant. So get to the Sky Attack, take this out here, and then just go back to back to take out, almost back to back to take out the Trevenant with Brave Bird. So yeah, thanks for the battles. Don't use this team because you don't know how to use it. And I say that very politely. And the reason I say that is because you called it an ABB team, and I've already laid out the issues about this being an ABB team where you can draw out a grass or some other Pokemon for Alligator that you might not draw out a Lantern, right? So that's the first issue. The second issue is you seem to have some issues about when to stay in and when to swap. From my perspective, whether I'm right or wrong, you can take it or leave it. Again, this is just my opinions based on my experience. People can agree or disagree. Leave your comments below whether you agree or disagree. Based on a couple of those that I saw, just like giving up Switch unnecessarily, taking damage on one Pokemon and then taking the super effective move on another Pokemon, it just seems like you struggle finding the optimal matchup and like thinking about like down the line win cons. Like even like the Hakamo when you got out to go into Skarmory, when like when you did 1 into Skarmory when you didn't need to, then you didn't go into Skarmory into Gligar, and it's just like there's some of those matchups where the best in the world can do those matchups in the sleep, and you are, I don't want to say struggling, but you still have some work to do on those. And yeah, you're in 2600 range, right? So it's not like you're a bad battler. I was just probably trying to think about maybe those things, understanding the matchups better, understanding like when to give up switch versus when you don't need to give up switch, understanding like if you're against a certain Pokemon, what is the Pokemon, what is their strength as the Pokemon? Is it a fast move damage on you? Is it a charge move damage? Understanding the glassiness of your Pokemon. Like for Alligator, if I take chip damage here, will I even be able to use shields? Just sort of those are the things that I was just like, oh, maybe not. That's not how I would do that. But thanks for the battles. Anyways, that is it. We'll combo. I think we'll maybe just do Great League because Fantasy Cup, not surprising. Whenever you get a limited cup, the views just plummet after like day 3. And that's essentially what has happened here. I'm filming this with my Whimsicott video at a rank 8 out of 10. And the Giratina yesterday was 10 out of 10 for views. So we'll probably just do Great League for the rest of the week. And on Thursday afternoon, I go over the Adventure Cup, Adventure Week, to talk about which Pokemon you need to focus on for GBL. Now, get ready for that one. I'll go into a 10-second rant and just say what I said in like 12 minutes of the video. Why is Adventure Week a copy paste of the last like 4 years? Like Cranidos, Shieldon, Tortuga, Arch, and Tyrant, Amora. This is a direct copy and paste of previous Adventure Weeks. And I get it. It's a rock hunting Adventure Week and there's only so many rock Pokemon. But if you're just copy and pasting the same Pokemon year after year after year, there's absolutely like no reason for me to play this event. Again, shiny hunting. If you're shiny hunting, you probably want to play this event to try and get these Pokemon. And maybe that's what it's for. But like from getting new Pokemon and getting PvP Pokemon, stuff like that, if you've played in the last like year, this is not a good event for you. Anyways, full coverage of that tomorrow. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.